Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to look at another game in my 20 from the Atari 2600 VCS series. This is game number 7, and it's a terrific game by Activision and a female programmer by the name of Carol Shaw. There weren't very many female video game programmers back then, but she was a pretty good one, and this is a pretty good game called River Raid, released in 1982. And you pilot this plane, and it almost seems like a seaplane because you fly very low to the ground. You can take out enemy tankers, enemy choppers, and other planes, and you can fly over fuel strips to refuel your fuel meter, and it will go down as you fly. See, it starts at full, and it could go down to half, and once it reaches empty, you will die. And you will hear a warning sound as you run low. And you see a fuel strip right there. It's white and pink colored. And you can push up on the controller to fly up faster, and you can push down on the controller to slow down, and you can slow down to a crawl. And you'll need to use both tactics throughout the game. You see a chopper and you see a tanker enemy, and they will be moving left to right or right to left and back when they bump into an edge. And you will die if you collide with one of them, run out of fuel, or run into the edges. And we're about to get started here. Since you can run into the edges, you're flying really low, so it's almost like you're a seaplane. But you can slow down over the fuel strip, and that'll allow you to fill up the meter quicker. You can also shoot the fuel meters for points, for the fuel strips. Right away at the beginning of the game, the enemies will not move, which is nice, but shortly after that they will start moving. And some of them move a little faster, or move a little quicker to begin than others. Some of them take their sweet time and wait until you get real close, and then they start moving. You can hold down the fire button and continually shoot one shot at a time. There will be those blue planes that can fly all the way across the screen and warp through the other side. And there will be bridges. You can collide with the bridge if you're clumsy and die. But don't do that, especially shoot the bridges, because the bridges are worth the most points. You don't score a whole lot of points in this game. The fuel strips that you shoot are 80, the tankers are 30, the choppers are 60, the planes are 100, and the bridges are 500. And you can get in... Oops, I bumped into the wall there. Or land. You can get an extra life at every 10,000 points, which is nice. Yeah, sometimes you're in a very narrow area, and you can easily bump into the wall and kill yourself on accident. I was never particularly good at this game, but I enjoyed it very much. It's still definitely one of the best remembered Atari 2600 games. I did not own this, but I think I borrowed it a number of times from my friend, or went over to his house and played it. Great Activision game. Activision had a lot of great games, and this is definitely one of their best remembered ones. Yeah, make sure that you shoot that plane if you get the opportunity. Because it's worth the second most points. It's worth 100. I don't know why the screen turns red when you shoot the bridge. It's kind of weird. It's easy to be focused on the action and kind of forget that that blue plane will warp across the screen to the other side. And sometimes you'll lose focus of it and it'll warp through and hit you on the side that you're on because you weren't paying attention. Note that when you shoot, you can guide your shots as you move. You cannot do that if you set the difficulty setting to A. Right now I have it on B. Yeah, I definitely remember this. This was a great Activision game. Activision didn't have a whole lot of bad games. Oops, crap! I lost sight of that blue plane. You can have a maximum of 9 extra lives. The game will not allow you to collect more. And as was common with a number of Activision games, once you reach, I think it was 999,999, the game will end. Yeah, there were like a couple Activision games that I was really not a fan of, and that was about it. Laser Blast was really bad, and I did not think much of Barnstorming either. Freeway wasn't particularly great, but it wasn't their worst. Most of Activision's games were at least engaging to some point. Oops, crap. But yeah, don't forget you gotta destroy that bridge because it's worth 500 points. You just gotta get a feel for when to slow down, when to speed up. It's tough to know for sure when an enemy is gonna start to move. Sometimes they just kind of seem to sit there and then move at the last second and hit you. But be ready to speed up or slow down at a moment's notice. So you're going to need to do both of them repeatedly in this game. Oh crap, that was clumsy. I almost got my extra life. I should be able to get it here on this life. But hope your week's going all right. Had kind of a tough couple days at work. We got really busy at the hospital in our ward, but things were a little bit slower today, which was nice. Oh crap! Ran out of room. Had a feeling I was gonna run into that land wall there. Yeah, if you slam into land when you're in a plane, you must be flying a seaplane or something, because you're flying awfully low. We will look at a little bit of frying tricks later on in the game, and again, frying is when you wiggle the on-off switch back and forth a little bit to see if there's any interesting effects you can make. Yeah, you will still get the points if you ram into an enemy. But that's River Raid, and now we're going to look at, you have only 2 game options, or game variations. Game 1 is 1 player, and Game 2 is 2 players. It's alternating action. When one player dies, then it switches to the other player. And the second player is a black plane. And as I think I said before, if you have game difficulty switch on A, you cannot guide your shots. They will just go straight. And if you've got the switch on B, then you can guide your shots by moving after you fire. But yeah, in this game, using fraying tricks doesn't really seem to do anything great. The graphics are messed up, and you can't see the enemies very well, or there might not be any enemies. There might only be fuel tanks, which you can't see very well because the graphics are all garbled. But the game is kind of lame at that point. Yeah, see, the second player is a black plane. I kind of forgot the default keyboard controls, so I was only able to fire at first. And figured out how to move to the right a little bit. But, yeah, this is difficulty A. You can only shoot straight. You can't guide your shots. And next we're going to look at a little bit of frying. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to do anything great for for a river raid. What? I'm not getting to play here. Strange. But yeah, the graphics get all messered up. Okay. And you can't see your score. Oh, I guess there's some fuel strips. You can't really see them very well. And there's still a bridge, but there's no enemies. And now we've got all the fuel strips along the left side of the screen. Weird. But that was River Raid, created in 1982 by Activision and Carol Shaw. Well, this is Crazy Clown Radies, and thanks for watching game number 7, River Raid. And hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you soon with game number 6. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.